Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got a huge report coming out from Iran that I want to share with you. We're going to be talking about the newly elected president. His name is Masoud Pezeshkian. That's him in the suit on the right side of your screen. And the gentleman on the left side of your screen, if you're not aware of who he is Ali Khamenei. He is the supreme leader of Iran. So I've got this report that says Iran's newly elected president has pleaded to Ali Khamenei, the gentleman on the left side, not to attack Israel and to avoid a major war breaking out in the Middle East. So this is definitely some major pushback. I mean, obviously he's the newly elected president. And think about if you were a new president of any country and all of a sudden your country is about to go to war, wouldn't you have some concerns with that? And maybe, he obviously hasn't been in government for a long time, so he might be thinking differently than a lot of the people who are in the Iranian government. And he's basically trying to push for de-escalating the tensions in the Middle East and pushing for Ali Khamenei to not issue this order of a major attack on Israel. Okay, and obviously this is for the for revenge against Israel for the attack that happened just not even a week ago in Tehran, the capital. And we had Ismail Haniyeh, the top Hamas leader, that was eliminated in either some sort of Israeli airstrike or a potential bomb that was planted in his room. We don't even know really what happened. There was just so much information coming out and conflicting evidence as to what could have happened there. But basically, Iran is completely blaming Israel for this, and they want revenge for this. Okay, for that elimination of Ismail Haniyeh. So I want to talk some more about this report today, and I've got some information to go over regarding the Irgc as well that may indicate that who knows, maybe this wasn't even Israel that carried out this attack. So let's talk some more about this today. I've got this exclusive report on Iran International. It says Iran's president implores Khamenei to avoid war with Israel. And this just came out today, by the way. Iran's newly elected president, Masoud Pezeshkian, has pleaded with Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei to refrain from attacking Israel, warning of its devastating impact on his presidency, according to sources familiar with the matter who spoke on condition of anonymity. Iran has been threatening to launch a direct missile attack against Israel to avenge the July 31st assassination of Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran, despite calls for restraint by its friends and foes. However, this desire for vengeance is apparently not shared by all high-ranking officials in Tehran, as there are voices expressing concern about the potential repercussions. Okay, so clearly not all of the government of Iran wants to carry out this attack against Israel, because obviously if this happens, most likely we're going to have a major war in the Middle East, because we know Israel will retaliate, they will respond, and they have been attacked so many times that they're at the point where they're like, you know what? If this war has to kick off in the Middle East, and that's what we're going to do, okay? They've already basically expressed that towards Hezbollah. They'd be willing to attack Hezbollah and push them back beyond the Litani River and go to war with them. Also, the groups in Iraq and Syria, they're willing to go to war with them as well, and even the Yemen Houthis, okay? And Israel's not messing around anymore, so I understand where they're coming from here. In a recent meeting with Khamenei, President Pezeshkian urged the 85-year-old ruler Khamenei to prevent any direct Iranian attack on Israel to avoid escalating tensions into an unwanted war, the informed sources told Iran International. This potential conflict, Pezeshkian warned, could severely disrupt his presidency and lead to significant problems. Pezeshkian cautioned that a decision by Israel to launch harsh retaliatory attack against Iran's national infrastructure and energy resources could cripple the Iranian economy and potentially lead to the country's collapse. So that's what he's concerned about, that obviously Israel will respond, and they've already said they'd go after and bomb all their gas facilities. They've also talked about bombing their nuclear plants that where they could be producing nuclear weapons. So obviously major warning for Iran as well if they decide to carry out this attack, that it could definitely cripple their economy and lead to their collapse. Imagine, majority of their economy is run off oil and gas. So if Israel were to go and wipe out majority of their oil and gas facilities, then yeah, they're definitely going to have major problems with their economy. So despite the grave warnings, sources said Khamenei remained non-committal during the session, neither supporting nor opposing Pezeshkian's concerns. So basically, he didn't really say anything regarding Pezeshkian's concerns about a retaliatory strike from Israel if they were to carry out this attack and strike Israel. So Pezeshkian further warned about the rhetoric and actions of senior military commanders that could drag the country into war, noting that he faces relentless pressure from factions within the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, the IRGC, who demand a strong military response against Israel, regardless of the significant social and economic costs involved, said the sources who requested anonymity due to the sensitivity of the case. The president asserted that his opposition to military action is rooted in national interest and not due to a lack of knowledge or experience in security and military matters, as claimed by hardliners. He stressed that initiating a war with Israel would make economic recovery and bridging the already deep divide between the Islamic Republic and its citizens impossible, severely damaging Iran's international standing, which the country desperately needs to improve. IRGC Chief Commander Hossein Salami on Monday said Israel will learn a lesson once it receives Iran's severe response. Iranian authorities also told Arab countries that the country no longer cares about whether its attack on Israel will trigger an all-out war in the Middle East, a report by the Wall Street Journal said. So that's obviously probably one of the biggest statements coming out from the IRGC, is that Iran basically doesn't care anymore if it triggers a major war in the Middle East, that they're willing to go to war. They're willing to risk it all over what many people would even consider just a simple assassination of a top Hamas leader who's already at war with Israel. Hamas has been at war with Israel for nearly almost a year now because Hamas carried out an attack inside of Israel from what we knew back in October 7th, where all these people were kidnapped. These Israelis were kidnapped and 1,200 people were supposedly murdered in that event, right? Obviously, it would make sense that Israel would try to go after Ismail Haniyeh at some point, but we're going to talk about that some more on whether it actually was Israel potentially that carried out this assassination or not. Last week, a close aide to Pezeshkian told The Telegraph that the security lapse that resulted in Ismail Haniyeh's killing in Iran may have been an intentional bid by the IRGC to harm the new president's reputation. Whoa, look at that. May have been an intentional bid by the IRGC to harm the new president's reputation. No unharmed brain can accept that this happened by accident, especially on Pezeshkian's first day in office, he said. He may have to go to war with Israel in his first few days in office, and it's all because of the IRGC. So did the IRGC carry out this attack, or what happened here? There's actually a report on X. We're going to pull this up right now, and let me show you this, what they were sharing here. I thought this was very, very interesting because this whole blame has been put on Israel the whole time. Israel hasn't said anything about whether they've carried out this strike or not, which is not completely surprising because whenever Israel attacked that consulate back in, I think it was in March or early April in Syria, and it took out like two top IRGC commanders and some deputies, I believe, or something like that. That's when Iran launched this major attack in mid-April onto Israel in regards to that retaliation of that attack in Syria. So during that time, Israel didn't even say that it was them that did it. And they did the same exact thing, supposedly carried out this airstrike, and even the U.S. was saying this wasn't even us that did this. And even though Israel did not say that they carried out this airstrike, the blame got put on them and they got attacked anyway. So let me share this with you from Iran International English. On X, the security lapse that resulted in Ismail Haniyeh's killing in Iran may have been an intentional bid by the IRGC to harm the new president's reputation. A close aide to Masoud Pezeshkian suggested to Telegraph, no unharmed brain can accept that this happened by accident, especially on Pezeshkian's first day in office. He said he may have to go to war with Israel in his first few days in office, and it's all because of the IRGC. And it says Haniyeh's killing said to be a result of IRGC's intentional bid to harm new president's reputation. Okay, so think about that for a minute. If this was the IRGC doing this, that planted the bomb inside, we heard this story, right? Let's back up for a second, actually. We heard a story just the other day that I reported, if you weren't aware of this, that supposedly Israel had hired some IRGC agents to go inside this compound where Ismail Haniyeh was staying, and supposedly a few hours prior to when he was about to show up, some IRGC agents that were hired by the Mossad, which is an intelligence agency through Israel, supposedly hired some IRGC agents to go in there and plant a bomb under his bed, and they supposedly got out unscathed. No one even knew that they did this, and they were basically escorted out of the country and safely removed from this event. So the bomb goes off, takes out Ismail Haniyeh, and now the blame is being put on Israel. Okay, that report came out, but now there's this report saying that this could have been the IRGC intentionally doing this to harm the new president's reputation. And at the same time, obviously, Iran's been wanting to get at Israel for a very long time. They've been wanting to just smash them, remove them from the planet. They've said so many crazy things like that. So, and think about this too. If you're a new president, you might just kind of get forced to go along with things if things happen very quickly, especially if you're not frequently involved in politics within the country and things like that, which he is a new president. Okay, so that was something that I thought was very, very interesting to kind of share with you regarding this. And this is obviously part of the reason why we're seeing a delay in this response coming from Iran. We know that Iran is doing some military drills for the next couple of days, I think until tomorrow, the 8th of August. And they're practicing launching these long-range missiles in preparation for attacking Israel, because they said for days now, almost a week, that they for sure are going to attack Israel in some kind of way. We just don't know how they're going to do this. But again, this is very interesting that we're getting this coming out from the new president of Iran, trying to plead and beg Ali Khamenei not to carry out this attack, because he is concerned that there will be major repercussions to the country of Iran, especially if Israel decides to retaliate and maybe strike their gas facilities or take out their nuclear facilities as well. So let me know what you think down below. I thought this was a pretty insane report to bring to you today. Share your thoughts, concerns, and opinions down in the comment section. That's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope y'all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.